Alors, mesdames et messieurs, rebonjour aux téléspectateurs de l'ACI Média. Nous sommes bien entendu dans cette ville de Buea et vous pouvez voir les populations qui sont sorties le matin pour vivre cette course. C'est un ancien qui nous disait tout à l'heure que cette course qui est comme un rendez-vous annuel ici depuis quelques années, un peu comme la fête de Noël pour certains, un peu comme la fête de la Pâque pour d'autres chrétiens. Il y a beaucoup d'engouement dans cette ville au moment de cette compétition, le Mont Cameroun, et vous pouvez, n'est-ce pas, apercevoir déjà pendant que nous sommes en train de parcourir le 3e kilomètre depuis le départ de la course au stade Moliko, vous apercevez quelques vétérans, et d'ailleurs on a le plus ancien de tous les vétérans. Il a 74 ans et il tient, n'est-ce pas, à participer toujours à cette course depuis une dizaine d'années. Vous voyez, nous sommes là dans la montée qui va vers les services du gouverneur. Eh bien, entendu, à quelques 2-3 kilomètres de l'entrée de la brousse, parce que le mont lui-même, c'est dans quelques minutes. Pour ces athlètes qui sont pour la plupart des vétérans, parce que les jeunes qui sont les stagiaires, je veux dire les juniors et les seniors ont déjà passé ce cap, 1,5 km en montée, avec une pente de 12%, ce n'est pas donné, donc il faut déjà être très entraîné pour parcourir cette distance, et vous pouvez constater que à l'intérieur des populations, on a parsemé quelques hommes en tenue qui sont lourdement armés parce que la sécurité est de mise ici. Nous-mêmes voulons participer avec vous, vivre avec vous cette course de bout en bout. Si les moyens techniques nous le permettent, nous savons que ce sera très difficile d'aller au sommet de la montagne, mais nous savons qu'il y a des possibilités. Le premier point de ravitaillement, nous sommes là à 1,5 km et vous pouvez constater via la caméra et les images de Eric Martial Wakam qu'il y a plein de petits gobelets blancs qui sont ceux qui ont été utilisés par les athlètes qui sont passés par là en premier. Les athlètes ont donc presque tous, et ça c'est pour les vétérans, pris un ravitaillement parce que les seniors et les juniors ne le prennent pas très souvent. Ils ne prennent pas les premiers ravitaillements. Nous sommes, bien entendu, il y a pas mal de jeunes et on peut constater, vous avez vu certainement, chers téléspectateurs, que tout le monde est habillé en rouge cette année. La différence se fera au dossard. Les dossards bleus sont les dossards des seniors de la course. Les dossards jaunes sont les dossards de vétérans. Et les dossards rouges sont les dossards de juniors de la course. Donc, tout ce dont le dossard sera de couleur jaune, eh bien, vous savez que ce sont des vétérans. Et ceux qui auront à votre écran les dossards bleus sont les seigneurs de la course. Et bien entendu, quand notre voiture a décidé de repartir, et vous pouvez voir l'engouement populaire, là, l'engouement populaire de cette course, ici à Buea. Les populations sont sorties massivement.
Voilà donc amis sportifs de l'ACI Média, alors que nous parcourons donc les quelques kilomètres avant d'arriver donc au service du gouverneur. Alors Basile qui est bien concentré là. Basile, here we have 10 kilometers, maybe 10 kilometers before you arrive at Bongo Square.
Yeah, we are presently we are around the street, the support, the campaign street entrance, and you can see the way the people are cheering up the athletes as the veteran athletes are coming up. I think they are really like cheering them, which this is what we have been seeking, this is what we have been looking for. Unlike last year where the pretender was not that much, but I think today the situation here today is different as we are approaching Bongo Square. I think we can see the inhabitants of support, the inhabitants of campaign street, all of them are around the streets, all of them are cheering. All of them are like giving their best as far as the athletes are concerned. They are trying to boost the athletes as they are climbing the mountain. I think this year is going to be another different year, unlike in the past. I think we are witnessing a situation here where the people are cheering the athletes, the people are looking, the expectations are high. They are looking at hoping to see who is going to carry the day as far as the 25th edition is concerned. We can see some athletes here. We can see people, many people there. I think the turnout is what we have really been looking for. And I will tell you that today might be there's going to be a surprise. And I will tell you, I think there's so many people in the Southwest region, they have been hoping that this year is going to be the year for Southwest region. Might be this year is going to be a year where we are going to have someone from the Southwest region winning the race. But who knows? Might be today is going to be the time, as we are hoping. I'm sure that's why the population today is out in their number, because they are hoping that today might be the day that the 35 years of wait to have a Southwest now win the male category. Might be this is going to be the day that this wait is going to be over. Might be this is the day that they are going to put an end to this wait. As we are looking, as we are waiting, we are still hoping. And I'll tell you that the race this year, we had a turnout of 550 athletes, with 18 coming all the way out of Cameroon, with about 7 coming from Kenya. And I will tell you that those coming from Kenya, they might be posing a threat to the Cameroonian athletes as far as this competition is concerned. And also, we are also missing someone like Bacha Eric. Bacha Eric is also out, but I think we have the likes of Tai Elvis, we have the likes of Godlove Gamsibwin. These are other, we have the likes of Leonga Sombe. Might be this is going to be their own year. Might be, but the one thing stays certain. One thing is certain, and that is we are not going to have the champion repeat itself. As this year we are going to have another different champion. It's not going to be the same champion that we have been having, but this year is going to be a different champion, as last year's champion is not taking part in the race. So it makes it different. It makes it in such a way that we are all hoping to have a new champion this year. That is for sure, and that is certain. That this year it is going to be a new champion. It's not going to be Bacha Eric. It's going to be someone else, as not as what we have been witnessing in the past. I think this year it is also going to be something. Who knows? Might be the gods, as the athletes are climbing up. We are around now. We are around the Boya Council, where these athletes, they have started showing signs which shows that as they go up, the journey gets tougher, and that is what is happening. And I would tell you that the load also is getting tougher. They are preparing themselves for what is going to happen as far as the mountain is concerned. Who knows whoever that the Fasamoto God is going to favor? Who knows whoever the chariots of God is going to favor today? That is $1 million question, as we don't know who is going to carry the day. We don't know who is going to be crowned the queen today. We don't know who is going to be crowned a king today. So it's really going to be a very tough one today. As far as we are approaching this up, we are now around somewhere around Tubok Junction. We are approaching Tubok Junction, and any moment from now on, that is when we are going to see the athletes entering. I'm sure some of them are already entering the upper farms. Who knows? And it is really going to be a very tough one today. And we have a very wonderful weather today. This weather also might favor some of the athletes.
Voilà, merci Basile. Alors que nous sommes donc en l'entrée de Opa Farm, amis sportifs de la CIMEDIA. Il faut également dire que Bacha Eric, le vainqueur de la 24e édition, est déclaré non partant à cette 25e édition du Race of Hope. Pourtant, vainqueur en 2011, 2014, 2019. Tata Karine également a donc pris part à cette compétition ce matin. Elle nous disait qu'elle était en forme, vainqueur également en 2018 et 2019. Tata Karim, pourquoi pas, défendra son titre de l'année 2019. Ngoya Yvon également, cette fois championne de cette compétition, se disait confiante pour cette 25e édition également. On parlera donc de cette Ngoya Yvonne qui a donc remporté en 2019, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2015 et 2016. Amis sportifs, Sarah Lyongo Etonde nous disait donc tout à l'heure là qu'elle pouvait donc compter sur les deux, Ngoya Yvonne, Tata Karine, pourquoi pas. Mais également, on va donc pas se laisser croire que tous ces jeunes-là, la jeune génération sortant de Kumbo, du Nord-Ouest, qui ont donc pris donc le départ, alors que nous abordons ici tous ces lambada sécuritaires au niveau du service du gouverneur. On rattrape quelques relayeurs qui sont en train donc de monter. de monter, la population qui acclame, qui encourage à leur manière, certains qui ont donc les téléphones portables alignés, comme vous pouviez donc allumer, comme vous pouviez donc le constater, sont donc en train de filmer. Il faut également dire que nous sommes à Buea. Tout est applaudi ici, tout est bien fait pour cette 25e édition, pourquoi pas. Qui donc remportera la cagnotte de 10 millions, amis sportifs de l'Arci Média. On parlera également de climat ici au niveau de Opafam. Plus on grimpe, plus l'oxygène se raréfie, tandis que la température baisse de manière drastique, amis sportifs. On passera donc de 18 à 20 degrés au deuxième refuge et de 10 degrés également entre le deuxième refuge et le deuxième, entre le deuxième refuge et le troisième. Et on assistera donc à une chute exponentielle de 0 degré quand on atteindra dans le sommet. Il faut également parler de cette compétition qui est l'unique au monde, hein, une compétition unique au monde, nous disait donc un monsieur. On regarde également l'aspect sécurité ici. Tout est là, tout est mobilisé, tout est fait pour que tout se passe dans la tranquillité. On regarde également tous ces athlètes-là qui sont en train de monter, enjambés, très en forme ce matin. Le climat a donc répondu. On regarde ce monsieur qui monte là, le relayeur, pourquoi pas. On pensera que c'est le premier relayeur de cette compétition. Non, il est en train de monter. Alors, on regarde. Passez tout cela. Nous sommes à l'entrée du service de gouverneur où nous allons donc descendre. Pourquoi pas prendre, on ira prendre quand même quelques, on ira également 178, 185 qui passe à le relayeur qui monte, très enjambé, qui sera le premier à entrer dans la forêt parmi les relayeurs, parce que tout se joue. C'est celui qui est très en forme, alors que ces messieurs qui sont en train de descendre, ce sont les messieurs qui ont donc servi des porteurs, on les appelle généralement les porteurs de ravitaillement. On assiste là, voilà donc Zossier Victor, 264, qui passe donc devant nous. On regarde Ndongue Simplice, ce monsieur est l'un des favoris de cette compétition. Il n'est pas là, c'est pas Ndongue Simplice, 274. Il est bien vrai que Ndongue Simplice est parti depuis, et c'est l'un des challengers de cette compétition. Voilà donc le fils de Sarah, Lyonga Essombe, 189, qui passe là. Lyonga Essombe. C'est l'un des pionniers de cette ascension du Mont Cameroun. Il faut également dire, amis sportifs, que de Moliko au premier refuge, on sera à 1875 mètres. La forêt, ici là, sera donc dense et humide. Au deuxième refuge, on sera à 2850 mètres. On sera donc à la savane, sol rocailleux, avec notre arbre magique, l'unique arbre au niveau du deuxième refuge, des magistries. Il faut également, s'il faut faire en termes de comparaison, parler des autres monts comme les Hard Rock, qui se retrouvent donc dans le Colorado, aux États-Unis, 4600 mètres. 4600 mètres pour le Colorado, et le coureur ont donc 11 étapes à franchir, tandis qu'au Mont Cameroun, on n'a que 3. Up 1, Up 2, Up 3. Alors, on voit là donc Tenzonzen Dominique qui passe. Il a gagné également cette ascension du Mont Cameroun, ce doyen qui passe là. Ce monsieur Tenzonzen Dominique, c'est le professeur, il sortait de Tchang. On voit donc tout ce qui passe là. c'est le challenge total. 582, c'est l'un de master. Tous ces athlètes ont passé 2 mois de préparation, alors que là, on voit la première Kenyane qui est là, une dame. Voici donc le professeur Choga, qui était dans le premier sélection. Alors donc, voilà, Dossa 020, la Kenyane. Elle est en train de monter. Elle regarde derrière. Pourquoi pas, elle peut gérer. Et ça peut revenir au Kenyan. C'est le sport. Amis sportifs, nous sommes sur la Cimédia 088 qui sort fraîchement de la région de l'Ouest et qui passe donc devant nous. Nous sommes au service du gouverneur. 589, l'un de master qui sort de la région du centre. Voilà, c'est une fête culturelle ici. Alors Basile, here we are at Bongo Square.
Yeah, but we are here at the Central Police, and I think these guys are really, it's time for them to start experiencing the most difficult part. I think we can see ladies are already making their way here. We already have Tatakarin here, already passed here. So I think it's already telling you that the race has already started. We have also seen another Kenyan lady has already passed by. And I will tell you that these are some of the reasons I earlier said it's going to be a very tough one today. Just like I quite remember last year, I think the Kenyans also were leading, were the first to reach the summit in last edition, but they failed to win the race. And who knows, might be today they are coming to correct this is Yvonne Ngaya also passing now. That's another one, Yvonne Ngaya also passing, which shows that as time is going, we are seeing these popular faces already making their way here. It is going to be a very tough one. We are already witnessing. We can see just around, we can hear the cheers, the population, they are cheering them there. We can see, and we are hoping to see that many people are hoping to see that there is a record set this year. Should it be Ngwankatran win this year, she will be making a seat victory as far as the race is concerned. Should it be Yvonne Ngaya wins this year, she will be the first athlete to ever win the mountain race for the 8th time as far as this race is concerned. As of now, she is with 7 titles, just like Queen of the Mountain, Sarah Liengu Etonge, who is also with 7 titles. So should it be she wins this edition, she will move, she will be holding the record as the person to have won the Mount Cameroon Race of Hope 8 times. And I'll tell you that also, we are also looking at Tatakarin also. Tatakarin is also hoping to see that she wins it this year. She wins the race this year to also set another record, but for the record of winning it 3 times in a row. So this is something that we are hoping. I quite remember Ngwaya Patience, the elder sister of Ngwaya Yvonne. She said what motivated her to run was the fact that her sister has been winning the race, and this edition she is here. Who knows, might be she can also beat her sister, her junior sister in this edition to also come first. But as of now, all we are asking are just questions. All we have is just expectations, because it is only after some few hours from now that many of our questions will be answered, and many questions also of our viewers will be answered. But as far as we are here, we just have wishes, we have expectations, and we also wish, and we always wishing to see that this race, so far the race has been a success at this level, and the athletes now are gradually going where the battle matters. I'm talking about the battle at the forest, where they are going to pass Hot 1, Hot 2, or 3, and also reach the summit before coming down back to the Moliko Omnisport Stadium. I will tell you that it is really a very tough one. It's a very tough battle, and people will be expecting to see. They don't know who is going to carry the day, but I will tell you that I think so far it has been a situation where many are Southwesterners who are hoping that this year is going to be the year for the Southwest. I quite remember not just the Southwest, but I think also the year where many will be looking to see that a native of Fako, I'm talking about the Bakwerian, should carry the day. It has not been an easy one for the Bakwerians, because they have waited for, I think, I quite remember in 2015, a Somel Yonga came 10th, and that was the first time a native of Fako he was going to climb a podium after 17 years of wait. And to have a native of Fako to be the first athlete as far as the mountain race is concerned, the last person that did that, who is a Bakwerian, that was Regina Esoka, and he did it in 1988, and since then no other Bakwerian male athlete has been able to win the mountain race, and people are hoping that this year maybe it is going to be the year where people are going to have that nostalgic feelings of the days of John Ekema in 1973, the days of Devin Gunjombe in 1974, the days of Amos Ndumbe Evambe in 1975, and the days of Esoka Regina in 1988. These are some Bakwarians that have been able to write their names in the annals of history as far as the male category is concerned. And I'll tell you that I'll be talking about the total of athletes. I think we have in the senior category, we have 331 athletes, 45 women, and 286 men. In the junior category, we have 76 athletes, 28 females, 48 males, and in the veteran category, we have 143 athletes, 23 women, 117 men, and in the total, we have 99 women taking part in this race alongside 451 men. And also at the international level, we have some 18 international athletes that are amongst the athletes that are taking part, that are challenging the gods of the mountain. And we are hoping to see, is it going to be an edition where someone is going to unseat Tata Karin? Because as for the male category, we are definitely going to have a new champion, because last year's champion, Mbacha Eric, and 3-time winner of the mountain race, he is not taking part. He is said in his words that due to threats after he won the race last year, he was forced to go on exile. He was forced not to take part in the race. So in the male category, definitely we will be looking for a new champion. Is it going to be Tar Elvis? Is it going to be Wood Nose? We never know who is going to take this part of the race in the male category. But in the female category is full of so much expectation, as we have Ngwan Katarine, we have Ngwaya Yvonne, we have Ngalim Lizette, we have Tata Karin. These are all ladies that are taking part in this edition, and these are some of the potential winners. Why not of Chilemo, the Kenyan, who might be, she is going to have a breakthrough here to be the first female athletes international level to take part in this race. We also have the junior category here, where we are seeing children of 11 and 12 years. They are taking part in this race. They are also, I would like our listeners to know that there's also the female category. There is an athlete here. The athlete is making people here to talk more and more in such a way that he's running. He has made it in such a way that the situation here, as we are approaching the governor's office, the situation here is where the race has started, is where many of the athletes are going to start having the difficulties, as they very soon they will be entering the forest, and in the forest, that is another race on its own, and that is why many of them are preparing themselves, because at the level of the upper farm, that is where you start the race. You start the race that is called the mountain race.
Voilà, donc ça c'est le Mont Cameroun où nous on commence, et ça devient très très difficile ici au niveau de l'entrée de Opa Femme. Il faut également dire, amis sportifs, qu'en 1973, pour remonter donc rapidement le fil historique de cette compétition, on parlera donc en 1973, c'était donc John Ekema qui était donc le premier à remporter donc de cette compétition en 5 heures 7 minutes. En 1976, 1977, 1978, Stephen Walter était donc de la Grande-Bretagne, qui s'est donc converti également en missionnaire, qui avait donc remporté cette compétition, avait donc fait de cette compétition 3 fois consécutive avant donc de se convertir, de se donc reconvertir en missionnaire. Le nouveau parcours donc qui passait de 36 à 39 km en 1990. Gobet André Pierre qui avait donc remporté également cette compétition en 4h44 minutes et 13. Il sortait donc fraîchement de la Suisse. Amis sportifs chez les dames, en 1982, Mojoko Ngonja qui avait également remporté pour la toute première fois cette compétition en 5h58 minutes. Amis sportifs de la CIMEDIA, alors que nous nous approchons donc au pied du Mont Cameroun, nous sommes au service du gouverneur, mais ça devient très très difficile. Pourquoi pas? C'est notre ascension à nous, c'est votre ascension. Likez sur la page La CIMEDIA, également partagez le lien pour que d'autres puissent suivre cette compétition avec nous. On parlera également du Kenya qui est donc là avec Flavus Teresa, qui est donc passé devant Tata Karine pour cette compétition qui se dit donc très très difficile et très très discutée. Il faut également dire, à la sortie de cette compétition, Ngwaya Yvonne, Adamou Shopping qui est là. Voilà donc qui est donc derrière une dame 018 qui sort donc de la région du littoral. Adamou Shopping 338 qui est donc un artiste confirmé. Voilà donc l'autre relayeur qui sont également de la région de l'Ouest qui monte donc premier 560 qui descend donc amis sportifs. Celui-là, c'est le master. Premier master, deuxième master qui descend également, qui court donc derrière. Et ça va très vite ce matin. Ici, déjà, on assiste donc Changa 609 qui monte donc, qui est de la région du littoral 514, qui est donc l'un des masters et qui prend tout son temps. Et il est en train donc de monter. On salue également notre champion Justin Fomi qui nous suit depuis le Kenya en direct sur streaming sur la Cimédia également. Amis sportifs, Justin Fomi, vous nous donnez donc rendez-vous en 2024 pour le nouveau record et le champion. Non également Justin Fomi, on vous attend donc pour le titre également du marathon de Paris puisque vous êtes donc en pleine forme et que vous entraînez du côté de Iten. Et on vous souhaite également bonne chance Justin Fomi, vous allez représenter le Cameroun. Il faut également dire qu'à cette compétition, il y a deux Kenyans qui ont donc pris part. Il y a une qui est donc passée devant Tata Karine ce matin, qui est donc montée, mais Tata Karine n'était pas si distancée. Pourquoi pas? C'est l'expérience qui va donc déterminer qui sera champion. Alors, nous, on voit donc dresser devant nous le Mont Cameroun. Le Mont Cameroun qui est là. On va donc permettre à notre réalisateur Eric Marcia Wakam de zoomer également sur l'ascension, le monstre qui est là, le chat de Dieu. Il faut parler, amis sportifs, qui donc remportera la cagnotte de 10 millions ce matin, mise en contribution par le ministère de l'Éducation physique en partenariat avec la Fédération camerounaise d'athlétisme parrainée par le chef de l'État, son excellence monsieur Paul Biya. Alors, Basile.
Yes, I think, Baba, so far, I think I would like our listeners to know the profile of some of the potential winners that we might have in this race. We have a total of 45 ladies that are taking part in this race, but some of the potential winners that can come in the podium today. I'm talking about some ladies that might be on the podium today. I'm talking about the likes of 38-year-old Nguya Yvonne. Nguya Yvonne has won the race 7 times, equaling the record of Queen of the Mountain, Sarah Etonge. She has proven herself to be one of the uncontested successors of the Queen of the Mountain. She won the race in 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, and in 2015 and 2016. Since 2016, she has not had the chance to win the race, to win her 8th time as far as this race is concerned. Although she is 38, like fine wine that gets better with age, might be she can also break through this year to win her 8th title, even though she is 38 years old. Talking about another potential winner as far as the female category is concerned, we talk about Tata Karine. Tata Karine, born in July 6, 1990. She has won the race twice. She is a current winner as far as the race is concerned. She beat the likes of Ngalim Lizette, Nguya Yvonne, Nguan Katrine, and a host of others. And this year again, she will be looking forward to defending her title. Should it be that the possibility of her winning this year? This will be the 3rd time that the 22-year-old will be winning the race 3 times consecutively as far as the race is concerned. We're looking also at another potential winner. I'm talking about Nguan Katrine. Since she has her 5th title in 2008, she is yet to win again, and she is hoping and looking forward, wishing that might be today she might gain her 6th title in this race. Should it be the situation? Might be the 38-year-old that won in 2000, 2002, 2004, 2007, and 2008. Will be expecting to win once more before she retires. Also, another potential winner is Ngalim Lizette. Ngalim Lizette, in 2004, Ngalim Lizette shocked the world when she stopped Nguya Yvonne's winning run of 5 consecutive wins to win the race. Had it been she wasn't there, Nguya Yvonne would have put on a record of winning the race 6 times in a row. But born in July 14, 1988, she has gone to climb the podium as a second fiddle in some occasions and looking forward to the 3rd title this year. Also looking at the Kenyan, I'm talking about Lilian Chelimo. Lilian Chelimo, born in Kenya, a female athlete, could create a surprise today. Born on 1976, Chelimo has taken part in a series of races in countries like Germany, Qatar, the US, among others, and she will be relying on her experience in marathon to see that she conquered the gods of the mountain. She will beat that situation. Therefore, we are going to have a foreigner win the race after many years. And we are telling you, looking at it from the male category has been very, very complex. It has been very, very difficult for the guys because it has been very, very tough for any guy to win the race in the successful time. And you can hear one of the athletes there saying that the race is very, very tough. And he, despite saying it's tough, he's putting on an effort and marching forward. Who knows, might be he's going to be the first foreigner to win the race as far as the male category is concerned after many years that we have not seen a foreigner win the male category. And I'll tell you that as they are climbing, we are now around the monument, the 50th anniversary monument, where the journey is getting tougher and tougher as we are climbing up. And I'll tell you that, listen, viewers, it is not going to be an easy one here today. That's the monument there, the monument that tells us where Cameroon United keeps Cameroon together. That is the monument that says that Cameroon stands at one. And that is where, that is the privilege, one of the privilege and one of the touristic sites as far as Cameroon is concerned, or as far as where is concerned. Many people come here to show their patriotism. Many people come here to see that this is a symbol that says Cameroon is one. And I'll tell you that you can see residents of these parts of Buea. They are already cheering, they are out, some are playing music. I've seen athletes here running, some are running with music, some are playing music alongside, and some are listening to music. This is what the race is all about. The ambience, everything is part of the race. As we are gradually climbing, you can hear some views, some lookers are like giving comments as far as regards the race. And I'll tell you that, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a very tough day. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a day full of surprises, a day full of challenges, a day full of excitement, a day full of tears, and a day full of joy. And I'll tell you that gradually, we are getting to be realizing some of the questions asked are being answered. As the time is going on, we can see some of the veterans categories, they are already coming down. While we are still waiting as the athletes are getting to the real part of the race. I'm talking about the forest where the race is being taken part. As we are approaching this area now, we can see some onlookers here who are waiting as the athletes are going up. They are being cheered, they are being motivated with either verbally, they are being given all types of motivation as they are approaching the mountain. We are around the foot of the mountain, we are around the governor's office, and from this end of the governor's office, that is when the race gets more difficult. As we are approaching, we are gradually going up, and that is how the race is getting tougher. We are moving some, I think we are moving some closer where this is the position where the battle now gets tougher as we are climbing. We are gradually moving. This is Upper Farms. We are gradually approaching Upper Farms. From Upper Farms, that is where we started witnessing difficult situations. That is where the race gets different. That is where we witness another part of the race. As of this level, the race has a different particular point. We are getting, as you can get the ambience all the way coming from the backstage. That is how the race is getting tougher. You can see some of the athletes there, they are approaching, they are looking forward and wishing that should it continue this way, it is going to be their day. I'm sure prayers have been made back there in the Northwest region. Prayers have been made in Kumbu, prayers have been made in Kambe. Some prayers are made even in womb as they watched their son of the soil represent them here in Buea today in this competition, and that is what we are hoping for.
Voilà donc, alors que nous entrons dans la forêt, c'est vraiment mouvementé ici. Nous sommes au pied du mont Cameroun. On regarde également beaucoup qui descendent là, par exemple 502, c'est le master, c'est l'un des doyens. Il est très en forme, vous pouvez vous constater que ce sont tous ceux-là qui descendent ne sont non pas les premiers parce qu'ils tournent quelque part là au niveau de la prison à l'entrée de la forêt et rentrent donc également 617, celui-là qui est de la région du littoral. Il faut également dire que les athlètes sont très en forme ce matin alors qu'on aperçoit là sur l'écran le zoom de notre réalisateur Erimasia Wakam, la population qui est donc sortie nombreux. Ici nous sommes à l'entrée de la forêt, mais si vous voyez donc l'entrée de la forêt avec la population sortie et si nombreuse, et vous allez donc comprendre que ici à Buea c'est la fête, c'est très total. Vous allez donc assister à la force de maintien de l'ordre qui donc ont donc mis les siennes pour la réussite de cette compétition. Amis sportifs, vous êtes donc en direct sur notre caméra, vous pouviez donc le constater, tout est fait pour que la fête soit belle ici. ici, amis sportifs, vous donc assistez à cette ascension du Mont Cameroun, la 25e. On parlait également qui donc de ces champions, Ngoya Yvonne, Tata Karine, Ngalim Lisette remportera donc la cagnotte de 10 millions mise en contribution pour cette 25e édition. On va donc parler donc de l'absence de Mbacha Eric qui se trouve du côté de Finlande, qui a donc déclaré non partant pour cette 25e édition, amis sportifs. Gasubi Ngolov qui a donc remporté en 2018 avec un temps de 4 heures 30 minutes. Ndongue Saint-Pis également, Ndongue Saint-Pis qui est l'un des challengers de cette compétition, amis sportifs. On va donc parler donc de Teresa également qui est donc la Kenyane qui est passée aujourd'hui devant Tata Karine. Voilà donc le ravitaillement, un point de ravitaillement très important. Puisque ici, vous allez donc retrouver l'autre point de ravitaillement non loin du premier refuge. À l'entrée du premier refuge, on va donc trouver un deuxième point de ravitaillement qui donc est placé. Donc vous allez donc voir comment tous ces athlètes prennent du ravitaillement. Ici, ce sont les masters qui descendent enjambés, très en forme. Chacun fait son ascension à sa manière. Voilà, ils descendent. On va donc également tenter, peut-être pourquoi pas, de prendre certains riverains qui vont pouvoir s'exprimer sur les antennes en exclusivité, sur l'Assimedia, pourquoi pas, plus haut, puisque nous continuons notre ascension du Mont Cameroun à l'écran de Rimassia Wakam. On continue, mais pour lui, cette ascension du Mont Cameroun avec Rimassia Wakam, son ascension c'est avec la caméra de réalisation, nos confrères qui sont donc mobilisés, qui sont de ce côté. Ici, c'est un point très important. Vous pouviez donc le constater. Que c'est du direct. Et que la population est là. Tchanga Saint-Pis, 609 de la région du littoral. Qui donc descend. On marche, on court. C'est ça également l'ascension du Mont Cameroun. On va donc également saluer tous ceux qui nous regardent en ce moment sur notre antenne partout dans le monde entier. On va saluer tous ceux qui sont connectés aujourd'hui au Kenya. Pourquoi pas partager le direct pour faire vivre cette autre compétition, la toute première sur la chaîne du streaming, la première chaîne du streaming ici au Cameroun, si bien installé. On voit donc un doyen qui prend donc tout son temps. Il s'entraîne donc dans la région du littoral. C'est l'un des doyens qui a donc fait sa qualification pour le test de cette ascension du Mont Cameroun dans la région du littoral. Il prend donc tout son temps et il nous salue. Pourquoi pas? Le sport, c'est la forme. Il a un challenge à relever pour lui-même. Il veut monter. Il a un défi, c'est pour lui. On voit tous ces doyens et qui sont donc là. Et on voit... Ça devient beaucoup plus difficile avec les cailloux et toute la poussière. Vous voyez comment les gars, tous ces athlètes, chacun donne un peu de sien. Ça court, ça trébuche. C'est également ça. Une course atypique assistée ici au Cameroun par des milliers, 500 au total, les athlètes qui ont donc pris part à cette compétition. Alors qu'on monte, on essaye. D'élogner, on guette, on regarde. Rien ne va nous échapper, amis sportifs. Soyez-en sûrs. C'est notre ascension à nous. Tout ce qui sera dit ici à Buea, vous l'aurez en exclusivité sur notre chaîne. Premier en streaming, on voit les enfants qui applaudissent à leur manière. Ça, c'est de la... On encourage. Alors voilà. Ça, c'est la population qui applaudit. Ça, c'est du direct. Alors, good morning. And then you are in the street. How do you feel?
No, we are very happy and we are encouraging them to go along. Pray that God will give them the strength to go along.
And then the particular thing for this mountain, 20 feet, Mount Cameroon, rest of up. The particular thing for you.
For peace.
Only
We are
peace.
praying for peace, yes, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Bazi.
Yeah, we are around upper farms where many people already approaching. Many are calling that what they want as far as this race is concerned is peace, peace. And that has been a theme of this year's mountain race. Give peace a chance. And that is what we are looking for. And that is what everyone is praying for. That is what everyone is wishing for as we are gradually approaching where the race matters. That is why things are getting complicated as far as we are going up. And we are hoping that as we are approaching, we can see some athletes. Some are already running out of steam. Some are still oiling their turbo as far as this edition is concerned. The supporters, some are being cheered. Some are watching as we are approaching the mountain gradually. We can see some running out of steam already. Some are still wishing that this is going to be the year that they are going to have their own breakthrough as far as the mountain race is concerned. So far, we are having the veteran categories that have already reached their finish line at the upper farms, and they are already descending. Meanwhile, those for the main race, those for the junior race, they are still climbing. They are still looking forward to challenge the gods of the mountain, the Efasamoto. Any moment from now, the Efasamoto knows that this is a day that athletes, they take up to the mountain to challenge him today. Is it going to be the day? Is it going to be the day that we are going to have reminiscence of athletes that have taken part in this race? I'm talking about veterans like Regina Esoka, veterans like Tata Thomas, the veterans like Konya Joseph Shea, and veterans like Regina Esoka alongside Sarah Liengu Etonge. These are some that have written their names in the annals of history as far as the Mount Carmel Race of Hope is concerned. And today they will be looking down and wishing that this also will be the day that children that they have trained are also going to carry the day. And looking at it at the female point of view, the female part of the race, I quite remember last year, Queen of the Mountain, Sarah Liengu Etonge, in an interview, she said she is not happy with what has happened as far as the Southwest region is concerned. Southwest female athletes, they are not living up to expectation because since she retired from this race, none of them has been able to write their names in the annals of history. And she is hoping that might be this is a year that a female athlete from the Southwest region is going to carry the day. Should it be that situation, I'm sure her prayer will be answered. She also said she appreciates the efforts put by athletes from the Northwest region because Northwest region athletes, they are very, very competitive. They are very, very hardworking. Unlike those from the Southwest region, which in her words, I quote her, they are lazy. But that is something that we are looking forward. Might be, may some of these female athletes from the Southwest region, they heard what she said and they are up here today to challenge her. Should it happen that way, I'm sure that the Queen of the Mountain, Sarah Liengu Etonge, 7 times winner of the race, and now a legend as far as the race is concerned, she will be happy to see that today was the day her prayer has been answered. And I would like our listeners to know that if the race has been a situation where many have said it is as if the mountain is in Boya, but the Boya athletes are not making the mountain feel at home. Because so far, no athlete from Fako in this since the last time that the Queen of the Mountain won the race, no athlete from Fako division of Cameroon has been able to win the race. Should it be a situation, I quite remember in the male category, there has been a wait of 35 years since the last time Regina Esoka won it. And I quite remember since the retirement of Queen of the Mountain, Sarah Liengu Etonge, no other Bakwere native has won the race. Is this going to be the day that the Bakwerians are going to challenge the gods of the mountain which they own, to make it happen? That is $1 million question. Should it be the day that the organizers are going to say, athletes from Northwest, carry the mountain back to Bamenda, you have won it so much? That is $1 million question. Because so far in all the editions, we are winning situations where athletes from the Northwest region, they always dominate in the race. Is this going to be the situation, or is this hegemony going to be put to an end today? That is also $1 million question. These are questions, these are some of the expectations, some of the wishes that we can only be realized at the end of the day today. Should it be, that is what it will be. I think that is also a question that many are asking. Many are praying. Some are praying for, some are praying against, and some are just praying. But I don't know who they are praying for. But there's one thing that is certain. There is a God somewhere ready to answer the prayers. As we are gradually climbing the upper farms, you can see onlookers, they are also ready to tell the story from their own point of view. This is a passion that the mountain race always brings. This is a passion. This is what we have been crying for. This is what we have been waiting for. The Mount Cameroon Race of Hope, the 25th edition, is a once in a year something. And everyone, Cameroonians, be it from the northwest, be it from the south, be it from Marwa, human beings, be it Nigerians, be it French, all have one dream. And that dream is to live the expectation of today's race. That dream is to see who is going to carry the day today. There is so much expectations. I can see some are praying for, some are praying against. But don't ask me who is praying for who and who is praying against who. There is one thing that is certain. There is a God somewhere ready to listen to these prayers. As we are gradually getting to the interior part of the mountain, we are upper farms where we are looking forward. We are looking, like I earlier said, we are getting where the race is not being run with the legs, but the race is run with mentality when we reach the forest. That is where you know you are ready for the race.
Voilà donc, amis sportifs, également, il faut dire que la population essaye également de sortir massivement, comme vous aviez vu tout à l'heure sur la caméra de notre réalisateur Erimasia Wakam, qui sont en train d'effectuer l'ascension du mont Cameroun à leur manière. On monte, et l'entrée de la forêt, c'est là où sera donc le point final de cette population qui habite ici au pied du mont Cameroun, qui sont en train de monter. Pourquoi pas? C'est un très bon week-end ici à Buea. Tous ceux-là qui sont sortis, qui sont en train de monter jusqu'à Opafam. Il faut donc revenir sur l'historique de cette ascension du mont Cameroun. La distance entre Moliko et le premier refuge, 1875 mètres. La forêt est dense et humide. Au deuxième refuge, nous serons donc à 2850 mètres partant de Moliko Stadium. Là, on sera donc aborder d'autres climats, d'autres types de végétation, la savane, sol rocailleux, arbustes magiques. Seul arbre qu'on retrouvera donc, ça sera le magistri. Le magistri qui est donc l'arbre magique, l'unique arbre qu'on retrouve au niveau du deuxième refuge. Alors, on assiste donc à cette ascension du mont Cameroun alors que les masters continuent donc à faire leur ascension en rentrant donc au niveau du stade de Moliko. On va donc les retrouver tout à l'heure, pendant que Marie-Léonie Eton, la présidente de Master Afrique, a donc organisé quelque chose pour faire courir tous ces vieux. On regarde par exemple Dossard 579 qui descend. On peut donc constater que ça c'est le Master. Le sport c'est la forme. Pour lui c'est la forme, il jubile. Il n'a rien à gagner sauf la santé. Il fait sa santé, 529, je vous disais. Il est donc parti tourner. Il rentre. Master également, ce sont des vétérans. Les masters sont les vétérans. Ceux-là qui ont donc couru, on les donne encore la chance, pourquoi pas, de venir compétir, de venir se mesurer, de venir se régaler au Mont Cameroun. Pourquoi pas? Ils ont cette ambition, ils ont l'esprit de vaincre. Ce sont également toutes ces populations qui descendent, certaines descendent, qui ont donc déjà fini leur ascension à eux, tandis que d'autres sont en train de challenger. C'est le physique, c'est le mental. Alors, on assiste donc à la descente de cette population. Le point de chute, c'est le stade de Moliko, où sera donc donné l'assaut final. L'assaut final, ça sera celui-là qui va donc soulever le trophée de cette édition, la 25e édition de l'ascension du Mont Cameroun. Il faut dire, quand vous n'aviez pas encore atteint le sommet du Mont Cameroun, c'est que vous aviez encore quelque chose, parce que là, vous êtes à 0 degré. Et seuls ceux, les bien entraînés, les mieux entraînés, peuvent donc franchir la barre du 0 degré sans pouvoir trébucher. 526, qui vient donc de passer, sort donc de la région du littoral. Qui descend, un coup donc dans la catégorie des masters. On monte. Certains qui se plaisent en faisant des selfies, C'est également ça, l'ascension du mont Cameroun. Il existe des centaines d'autres courses de Montagna-Pas, amis sportifs, de par son parcours diversifié, escapé en étape unique. Il faut dire que l'étape est unique. Vous montez et vous revenez sur le même parcours pour le point d'achèvement. Il faut dire ainsi que, alors on va donc monter, on va donc vous reprendre avec la population qui nous attend de l'autre côté. On prend donc une pause et on vous retrouve dans quelques minutes.